Hello everyone. Last week you thought about the story of when Jesus talked to some of his friends on the road to Emmaus. Do you remember when they realised it was Jesus? It was while he was having a meal with them, and it says they recognised him when he broke the bread. Sharing meals, and in particular breaking bread, is quite a big thing in the Bible stories. Who do you have meals with? Your family. And when COVID restrictions aren't in place, your bigger family, your friends. You can probably think of lots of special meals you shared, perhaps on special occasions, or maybe just lovely picnics. It's good to share food, isn't it? We do it with friends and family, and sharing meals brings us closer together because as well as sharing food, we talk to each other. We listen to each other and we share our thoughts and our feelings. That's why sharing food is at the centre of Christianity. Christians have always had a meal at the centre of their worship. Do you know what it's called? Different groups of Christians have different names for it. The Lord's Supper, the Mass, Holy Communion, the Eucharist, breaking bread. Basically, it's sharing bread and wine together. The first Christians met to support each other, to remember Jesus, and to talk about how to live as his friends. And like lots of friends, they shared meals together, but they always had some special bread and wine because Jesus had told them to remember him like that. Here's what he said. During the meal, Jesus took some bread in his hands. He blessed the bread and broke it. Then he gave it to his disciples and said, "Take this, it's my body." Jesus picked up a cup of wine and gave thanks to God. He gave it to his disciples and they all drank some. Then he said, "This is my blood which is poured out for many people. Do this to remember me." That happened at the Last Supper, which is the last meal that Jesus shared with his friends before his death on the cross. So when Christians meet together today, although they don't usually have a proper meal, they do have bread and wine, which they share to remember that Jesus is with them and they are his family. Sometimes it's a loaf of normal bread that they share. Sometimes it's special bread called wafers. And quite often they have a special cup for the wine called a chalice. But those things aren't necessary, and however they organise it, all churches are doing the same as Jesus' first friends did, sharing bread and wine together to remember him.